In this video, we are going to see the setting up of new relic agent for getting telemetry data from this Java application. The new relic application, when you first download its zip file, it contains some jar and a YML file with the configuration. This YML file requires only two changes. One is the license key. I cannot show you the properties above this one, but it has my actual license key. So you just have to put your license key inside that one. Other than that, the app name you have to change based on whatever app name you create in the dashboard. So I have named it my application. So whatever it was default, I have left it. Same application name I created it here. But if you name it differently, you should make sure that same app exists in your New Relic portal. So other than that, you can review other properties, but mostly these two are the necessary that necessarily you have to see. Right now, this is a Spring Boot application that I'm running, and I'm running it using this .bat file, which is basically running this java-jar command. So java-jar, my jar file path, and these additional two things related to New Relic. So this Java agent command and argument lets you pass the jar file that will be the agent. This is the new relic.jar, and I'm running it from the same folder where the jar exists. Another thing is this new relic.yml. This is the configuration file that we just saw that has your license key and the application name. This is the second argument that you will pass. When you're running this command in PowerShell, you will get an error because it will not allow you to have argument with dots in it. So this will fail. So what you can do is you can run the same thing in command prompt instead of PowerShell. So if you're on Windows, make sure to run it in command prompt. There is a way to put codes around it somehow to make it work in PowerShell as well. But you can check that on your own. That should be just one prompt to an AI, and they will give you the correct one that will work in PowerShell also. So this is already running, and I am also running one traffic simulator. This is traffic.js. Here, this is the API slash all. This is the most time taking API of this application, and that it is hitting every few seconds. So you can see when it was stopped, there was errors coming, and then it think a lot of requests already came. Yeah, this was the time when the application was turned off, so it was getting error, and then after I started it again, it started showing the. I mean, it started hitting the API again and logging the times. So this is a separate application. Just it is calling the API of the Spring Boot application and just logging the time from its end. But the telemetry data is actually being sent by our application. This is this proj, and I'm running this target jar file from here. Okay, so coming back to the portal, we'll see some new graph. Let it reload. I'm running this on free account, by the way. I think there is some free limits. So I just created account yesterday and trying it. Hmm, it's already reloading. Let's wait for a few seconds. So here's the graph. So I ran the application once, and then you saw I showed you the error in the traffic.js. That time the application is stopped, and this is showing that part. Then again a new curve started. So this is web transaction time. This one I'm not sure what is update score. And this is standard for measuring user satisfaction with the response time of your application. Okay. Anyway, this is not sure what is the value it is showing. This is a throughput. This was the time when application was off. It was not sending any telemetry data. And note, you don't have to do any code change in your application. It's just the Java agent argument that you have to pass while running the application. And it does everything on its own. And that is the benefit of using Relic. This is five slowest transaction. We are running just one API call, so that will be only here, and it is also slowest. Logs. This is info logs. Right now, our application is not sending any error or warn level log. It is just having info level log. That's why only these are showing. And we can see some more info inside JVMs and threads. In JVM, I think we are already seeing the same thing what we saw in the summary. Memory usage. This is some additional. I think we are seeing threads. These are top 20 threads it is showing. This is taking most of the time, most of the resources we can say. HTTP and IO 55%. And then this is the what most time consuming by basically we can say notification thread, HTTP and IO, Catalina utility, and then the rest thread state. So yeah, this is how it shows, but let's do a new setup. Okay, so this time we have to create a new application, my application 2. So what I will do, I'll go back to the new relic.yml, name the application as my application 2. Space is allowed, so I will just save it. I'll stop this application. So this is starting again. This will be my application 2. So right now there is no my application 2 application in the dashboard. So we have to go to APM and services, home, and this was an older application. I have to add a new one. I think this will be required. Create a workload. Not this one. I think I just did a refresh and it automatically created one. Last time I had done it manually. This time it automatically created. Last time I think I went to this add data, and here I had chosen Java. Then I chose on a host. Okay, yeah. Here you can either use an existing key, then it will ask you to paste it if an user key, or otherwise you can create new. So last time I had created new for both of these. You can choose your existing key. I cannot show that in this screen. So this one, basically this one you will have to fill the first time if you don't see the application there. You just have to fill these things because the key I had generated from here itself. I think there should be some settings or other places also where you can generate the key. That's how generally it should have worked without doing the setup on your own. But if you are not able to find the place, you can come here and create the new key. User key will not be required. So just license key you will need in your relic.yml file. And when you reach the final place, these two you can skip these optional steps. I have not done. Choose your download option. Here, this second option, choose the download option. From here, I had downloaded the zip that contained the default relic.yml and the jar file. So this is something that you should do in the first time because from here only you will get the jar file that you will run locally. And then finally in the test connection, if your application is already running, it will the connection will pass. You will see the connection is passing, and then you should go back to if you like this APM and services. My application 2, we started seeing throughput for this also. Yeah. So similar to how we saw in the application 1, same thing as there. Some data. Okay, yeah. This data is also there. Last 5 slowest transaction. Because that it is coming in application 2 now.